we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Another night here and another edition here. We're gonna increase our game library here. We're gonna add the next generation of consoles. If you missed the previous video, that one has the Atari 2600, Atari 5200, the Intellivision, as well as ColecoVision on there, all in one. You can see that video in the previous one. But tonight we're going to be adding the next generation. Sega makes its way into the video game industry here. We're going to see the Sega SG-1000, as well as the Sega Master System, or the Mark III, as well as Nintendo coming up here big. And not only that, with the NES, also the Famicom, as well as the Famicom disc games will be added in. And Atari also comes out with another console here. This one's the Atari 7800 here tonight. All this right here. So I have my Pi all booted up here, ready to go. This is from the last episode here, the part 2. We have the Atari here, like I said, 2600, 5200, ColecoVision, and Intellivision, all sorted through. And now we're going to add the next set, which you can see in the comment section of the video. That's the NES, Famicom disc, the Atari 7800, and also Sega, the SG-1000. And the Master System, so you can find that. And the way you add these, either way, I showed you guys 3 different ways. For me, I just unplug the, I have them all on the flash drive, so I just unplug the USB flash drive, put it into the computer, and drag the ROMs that I want in the specific folder. You know, you have your ROM section, and then you'll see the NES folder, the FDS folder, that's the Famicom, the SG-1000, and so forth. Or if you go to the desktop on here on the Raspbian, you could just bring a flash drive or USB, plug it in, and then just drag the files from there right onto the SD card. Or if you're doing it remotely, just make sure you're on the same internet, same SSH is enabled, and you could just move them remotely onto the SD card. So either way you do it, I just transferred mine over. So once you do that and they're input it, all we got to do is restart the emulation. So I'm going to go here to quit and just restart emulation. You don't have to do the whole system. So we'll go there, click A. As soon as this loads up, we should have the additional consoles on here. So we have the Atari, now we have the 7800 here added in. That's the Famicom disk system, the Master System, the NES, and the SG-1000. So they're all been added on here. Next thing we want to do, like we did last night, either if you're using the scraper, just hit start scraper, and you're gonna do the scrape. When you do scrape now, you don't have to do the other system, so just select the ones that you do need to. So when you go in here, select put the check mark to the systems that you need. Or if we're doing it through the scraper to get the videos screenshots, again we have to go into terminal, so press F4, get you here into the terminal, and then we're gonna type here once again sudo space retropie dash setup / and then retropie underscore setup .sh. You have to be in the terminal on here to do this. You can't just go straight to that Retropie script and then go manage packages or configure. Either one's fine. We're gonna go into, I use the skyscraper one. You could use the other scraper as well. And then once we're here, again, we're gonna gather resources. And I'm just gonna check the new ones, the 7800, Famicom disc, the Master System, NES, and the SG-1000. Okay, so that's the 5. Click Start, Proceed. So now it's gonna scrape those. Take a quick break, leave, come back. Then we're gonna run the game list. I only put like 20 in each. You know, I selected my top 20. I'll show you guys which ones I have on there. Some tremendous games. And what's great about this is because, you know, if you didn't have, you know, we didn't have the Famicom on here. You know, Japan did on there, so you get to play a lot of the games that, you know, that you probably never saw or never played, as well as the Famicom disc on there, which is tremendous. You know, you got that Mario Brothers 2 over there for that. Or the Master System. You know, Master System was big in other countries on there. You get to play that. So, you know, stuff sometimes that were hard to find, or games that were hard to find, we have them here. Like on the NES, you have the World Championship ROM on there, so you could play that, you know, plus other games that are hard to find or cost a lot, which is what's great about this whole Retropie, the emulation. You're able to have all that, play all that here on this one device here. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back as soon as this finishes up here. Alright, so we got the scraper down on here for your consoles. Click OK. And then once again, we're going to have to generate the games list. Just got to update that. And once again, do the ones that we scraped. The 7800, Famicom discs, Master System, NES, and the SG-1000. And then generate the games list. And this should take care of the video snaps or your scraping on here, which will be updated. I'm going to get back into emulation station here once this completes, just to show you guys. This one's much quicker. Like I said, the more games you put on there, the longer that's going to take. I only put a handful, 20 in each. Go back. Reboot. Yes. So this thing's coming together on here. Like I said, each update we'll be adding new stuff in there, and now we're getting to the good stuff. We're getting to the good consoles coming up, especially the next one. There we go. Get my controller. So now when we go Famicom disc, there's our Famicom disc games, Master System, the video snaps, the NES, and the SG-1000. So everything's all set up on here for all consoles. And the last thing we do is we want to get the if you're using an analog like me, just to set up the analog. Famicom disc is great. Let me load that up. And as long as you have the BIOS in place on there, everything will load up. If it doesn't, that's probably why. You may not have this BIOS in there. And it's something that we missed out, we didn't have here in the States. So that loads up. So now basically press your hotkey and the X button. Mine is the select and X. And then we'll go down to controls. And here if you have player 1 and player 2, go to controls, change it to the left analog, back out, do it for player 2 as well, back out, and then just save core remap. And just do that for the 4 that we bring in. All right. Man, I love this game, and this is the Famicom disc version on here. Oh man, it's been a while. Here we go, Castlevania on the NES Famicom disc. Old time classic right here. And there's just like a lot of great games on this. You know, a lot of these we never had released here for the NES. You get them all here. Ice hockey. Let's go. On the ice hockey. Yeah, I got Japan here. That wasn't on the NES. USA, Poland, Canada. Oh, got me. They got me. There's a lot of great games on here. Famicom disc. You know, a lot of games that we didn't get. There's a Castlevania version here, like this one. So some of them weren't transferred over to the NES, and you get all of that. This one is. Get the ice hockey version. They got Japan in there on this one. There's a whole bunch of good classics here. You got the Mario Brothers 2 that we didn't get. Excite Bike. This one has also a verse version. 2 players. There's the Mario Japan version. Master System here. A bunch of good games for this one as well. This is where it started for Sega. And NES. I mean, man. This was hard to narrow down the list because there's so many good ones. Zelda, Jackal, Final Fantasy, DuckTales. So the screen, video snaps, titles, everything, you know, should be working. The SG-1000 as well. Not a big fan of this one. And this one didn't do so well. Came out right when the NES came out. So, and lastly, this one, Atari 7800. So you get all 4, and then just make sure, like I said, set the analog control for each one. You just got to do. You don't have to do every game. Just do one game in each system, and that does it here. I mean, we got everything here set up for this. So it's shaping up to looking good here so far. And then next one is going to be the big one, 4th generation, which is going to have the Super Nintendo, the Sega Mega Drive or Genesis, along with the Sega CD, their 32X, as well as the TurboGrafx 16 or the PC Engine with the PC Engine CD, and the Neo Geo. I mean, all those systems are great. That's the next one. Mr. Hollywood here. Signing out, fellas. Have a good one.